Hi there guys, I'm Nikhil from Greedy Tech, and in this video, I'll be showing you the most important tips and tricks for your Vivo V17 Pro. By the way guys, I'll be making a dedicated video for the best features where I'll be showing you all the features offered by this phone, and there are tons of features on this phone, so definitely check out that video, link will be in the description. Now with that said, first I want to start off with my favorite feature on this phone. That would be the new navigation gestures. For that you need to go to settings, and once you're in settings, select system navigation. Now select navigation gestures. Once you enable the navigation gestures, navigation bar is hidden and you get these three lines at the bottom. Now if you want to go back a step, you can swipe on the right side over here just like on previous Vivo phones, or else you can swipe on the left side or right side in this way to go back a step. This is the new feature added with the latest FunTouch OS. So just swipe on the left side or right side to go back. Now let me show you these gestures once again. For home screen, you can swipe from the center. For recent apps, swipe and hold. This is just like on the previous Vivo phones. Now to go back a step, you can swipe on the right side over here, or else you can swipe on the left side or right side. Finally, for the control center, swipe on the left side corner. So guys, those are the new navigation gestures. Next, I'm going to show you how to change the fingerprint animation. Now this phone has an in-display fingerprint scanner and this is a default animation. I guess I've changed that already. Anyway, if you want to change that fingerprint animation, this is what you need to do. First go to settings, then select fingerprint and password. Now enter your password. And over here we have animation styles. Now these are the different animations that we have, and you can select the one you like and just click apply and you're good to go. So this is the new animation. We also have something new called icon pattern, and we have just two of these. And here's the different icon pattern for your fingerprint. Let me just apply that and show you that as well. Now we got a different pattern. And this is the animation, so you can choose the one that you like. Now I'm going to show you how to use Face Unlock on this phone. To enable that, go to settings, then select fingerprint. Now enter your password once again. Now this phone doesn't have your regular Face Unlock feature. Instead we have something called Assistant Face Unlock. Now this Face Unlock works only if fingerprint scanner fails 3 times. So here's a quick preview. That's one time. This is another time, it failed twice. And there you go, that's Face Unlock feature. And for some reason it didn't detect face at all. That's once, that's second time failure, and this is the third time, and that is Face Unlock. So guys, that was Face Unlock, and that is how you can use it. Now every time your front camera pops up, there's a nice background animation sound. That's the one. And if you want to change that sound, you can do it from here, right from the camera application. Go to settings, then select camera pop-up sound. Now these are the different sounds that we have. This is mechanical. This is rhythm, and this is sci-fi. Just select it and go back and test it out, and there we go, that's the sci-fi pop-up sound. Next, this one also has dark mode, and to enable that you can either use the toggles over here, or else you can go to the display settings. From settings, just go to settings, then select display, and you have the toggle over here for dark mode. Just enable it and all the UI elements changes to dark mode, and it looks much more cooler, strains your eyes less at night. Now on this phone, whenever you enable the dark mode, even the stock apps change the theme. So this is the default phone dialer, and this is the default messaging application, and the themes have changed. So if you have bought this phone, I would definitely recommend you to try out the dark mode. Once again, you can enable or disable it from the toggles as well. So that's dark mode. Next, I'm going to show you how to enable always on display. Now to enable always on display, go to settings, then select home screen, lock screen. Over here we have always on display. Now these are the different themes or clock faces that we have, and you can choose the one you like, and once you're done, just click apply. You can also change the different colors, so I'm going to go with color and click apply once again, and now this is the always on display. Whenever you lock your phone, you will see this always on display, and you can also schedule it to automatically turn on and turn off at a specific time. This phone has an AMOLED display, so even if you use the always on display all the time, it will not affect the battery life a lot, so I'll suggest you to keep it on. Next, I'm going to give you a quick walk around of the camera interface. Now with this latest version of FunTouch OS, camera interface has been completely changed, and Vivo has made it a lot more confusing. Now this is the default interface for the rear camera, and by default it opens up the primary camera. Now to switch to the telephoto lens, you have the toggle over here. So there you go, that's the 2x zoom. Now this phone has 2x optical zoom and 10x digital zoom. So you basically pinch to zoom in up to 10x, and that's what Vivo calls 10x digital zoom. Anyway, this one also has a wide angle camera, and to switch to the wide angle camera, we have a toggle over here. Just click over here and select ultra wide angle camera or ultra wide angle mode, and now we are using the ultra wide angle camera. This one also uses the same ultra wide angle camera to take macro shots. So to take macro shots, you need to switch to the super macro mode by doing this. And now we can take macro shots. Now on this phone, to take a portrait shot, first you need to click this button and select bokeh mode, and then you will be able to take portrait shots. Now in this new interface, even if you go to the portrait mode and take a regular picture, you will not get a portrait mode. You need to enable the bokeh mode to get a portrait shot. And in this mode, you can also change the amount of background blur effect you want before taking a picture, which is pretty handy. And even after taking a portrait shot, we can also change the amount of background blur effect we want and even the focus point just by doing that. So that's another unique feature on this phone. Next we have night mode, which allows us to take better pictures in low lighting conditions. And on this phone, we also have night mode for the front camera. So if you want to take selfies in low lighting conditions, definitely give this a try. Now this is the interface for the front camera. This is the default one. And by default, it's using the primary selfie camera over here. Now if you want to switch to the wide angle camera, once again you need to click this bubble over here, select ultra wide angle mode. And this is the wide angle selfie, and as you can see, it is super wide. Now we are back to the primary camera. Now once again, if you want to take a portrait selfie, you need to click over here, then select bokeh. And then you'll be able to take a portrait selfie. Once again, even while taking a portrait selfie, you can change the amount of background blur effect you want using this slider over here. And even after taking a portrait selfie, you can change the amount of background blur effect you want. Once again, even if you go to the regular portrait mode and you don't select bokeh over here, whenever you take a portrait shot, you'll get a regular shot. So to take portrait selfie, you should select this bokeh mode all the time. Now, if you go to the video recording, we can either record video with the primary selfie camera, or we can also use the wide angle camera to get a much more wider footage. This particular mode gives you more information, looks much more wider, and it's great for vlogging. Now while recording video with the rear camera, we can switch between the primary camera and the telephoto lens by using this toggle. And we can also record video using the wide angle camera in this way. Now we are recording video with the wide angle camera, and we can also zoom in a bit. Now if you go to more, we get all these new features. The most noticeable one would be the 48 megapixel mode. Now this phone has a 48 megapixel camera, but by default whenever you take a picture, you will get a 12 megapixel picture. But if you want a 48 megapixel picture, you need to select this mode. Now I'm going to show you some camera related gestures. For that, go to settings and select shutter. Now first we have touch. Now once you enable this feature, you can just touch the screen to focus and take a picture. Next we have voice control. Now once you enable this feature, you can say things like cheese, capture, shoot. Okay, for some reason it's not working, but usually it works. Now the final gesture is to use the palm gesture. So just enable it, and I'm going to show it with the front camera. Now just show your palm to your front camera and it takes a picture in 3 seconds. This is especially handy for taking selfies. Here's a quick preview once again. So guys, those are all the camera gestures. Now I'm going to show you how to use split screen mode on this phone. Normally you have to first go to the recent tabs page and then click this button over here to open split screen mode. But on this phone, we have a nice little gesture where you can swipe down using 3 fingers to open split screen mode. And here we go. Now these are the applications that are currently in memory that support split screen mode. So you can select any of these applications, or you can select the secondary application from the list over here. Now this list is pretty small. If you want any other application, you can just swipe from the bottom to go to the home screen and then select the secondary application from here. Let me just try a different application. So in this way, we can use split screen mode on this phone. And now this one also supports split screen mode for other applications. Next, this one has something called Smart Button on the left side. This is the dedicated button, which can be used to trigger Google Assistant. Just click it once to trigger Google Assistant. Now we can do a lot more stuff with this button. We can configure it from settings. Just go to settings, then select Joby. And over here we have Smart Button. We have single click action, double click action, and long press action. But right now functionality is very limited. I use it mainly for Google Assistant. Just click it and it will trigger Google Assistant. Will it rain today?
Yes, it's forecast to rain tonight.
So that's how Google Assistant works. Next, I'm going to show you how you can record calls automatically on your phone. For that, go to settings. Once you're in settings, select system app settings. Now select phone. Now select record settings. Now once you're here, select the second option. And once you do that, all the calls will be recorded automatically on your phone. Now this feature is available in India but might not be available in other countries. So if you can't find this feature on your phone, try using a third-party application. Now I'm going to show you how you can change your default launcher, browser and so on your phone. For that, go to settings, then select more settings, then select permission management, and finally select default app settings. Now from here you can change your default keyboard application, default home screen, that's your launcher. I have two launchers on my phone, Vivo is the default one, and I've installed Nova Launcher. Now when I select Nova Launcher, and from now on, whenever I go to home or whenever I press the home button, it always takes me to the Nova Launcher. Now I'll switch back to the Vivo launcher, that's the default launcher. And from now on, whenever I press the home button or just swipe from the bottom of the screen, it takes me to the Vivo launcher. In the same way, you can change your default browser, music player and so on. I would suggest you to change your default browser to Google Chrome. Next, I'm going to show you flash notification. Now this phone doesn't have any LED notification light, and if you want to use your flashlight as a notification light, you can do it from settings. Go to settings, then select more settings. Now from here, select flash notification. Just enable this toggle, and whenever you get a notification, your flashlight will blink. Next, this phone has a pretty unique feature called Smart Click. You can enable it from settings and selecting Smart Click. Now you can do all these actions with the Smart Click feature, but I usually prefer to turn on the torch. Just select the first option. Now whenever your phone is locked, you can press and hold the volume down button to turn on the flash. Just press and hold and the flash is turned on. Now to turn it off, you can press the power button once. So that was Smart Click, and you can do all these things like record audio, open the camera application, open Facebook, and open any other application as well. Personally, as I've said, I like the flashlight. Now I'm going to show you how to take a screenshot on this phone. For that, press the volume down and power button both at the same time. Once you do that, your phone will take a screenshot. Now for some reason, if that's a bit hard for you, we also have 3-finger screenshot. Just swipe up using 3 fingers to take a screenshot. It works everywhere and it is super easy. Just do that to take a screenshot. Now we can also take long screenshots on this phone. For that, first take a regular screenshot. You can either use the buttons or the gesture. Now click long screenshot. Now you need to press this button next to scroll again and again, and once you're done, click save to get a long screenshot. And here we go. This is your long screenshot. Next, I'm going to show you how to display battery percentage and network usage on the status bar. For that, go to settings, then select status bar and notification. Now to display network usage on the status bar, enable this toggle. To display the battery percentage outside the battery icon, you need to select this option, battery percentage, and select outside the battery icon. Once you do that, you can see the battery percentage on the status bar beside the battery icon. Now for the final tip, I'll show you how to disable this lock screen carousel. Now every time you go to your lock screen, you'll see a different wallpaper. If you hate that and if you want to remove that feature, then go to settings, then select home screen and lock screen. Now select lock screen settings. Now select lock screen poster and just disable it. Once you do that, your lock screen wallpaper will be fixed. Now for the last step, I'll show you something that I've recently discovered in the default camera application. If there is any picture that you'd want to delete, maybe this one, normally I would just click on it and then select delete. But now we can also do a pinch out gesture and then swipe up to delete it. Normally this works on stock Android, but it also works on this phone. So guys, these are all the most important tips and tricks for your Vivo V17 Pro. If I missed out on anything important, do let me know by commenting below this video, and definitely check out my video on the best features. Link will be in the description. By the way guys, if you're planning to buy this phone, use the link in the description, it always helps the channel. If you want us to make any specific video, tweet out to us with the hashtag AskGreedyTech on Twitter and I'll try to make it as soon as possible. I'm Nikhil from Greedy Tech signing off. Have a nice day.